So, here's the question that's been buzzing across the entire community. Is Galbrena the real deal or just another overhyped Resonator? Because when a game introduces someone called the Discord Slayer, expectations shoot through the roof. And let me tell you right now, Galbrena more than lives up to the name. She is a 5-star fusion attribute resonator who brings something we've never quite seen before, a blend of ranged precision, demonic transformation, and echo synergy that feels tailor-made to dominate version 2.7 and beyond. Yo, welcome back to the channel. Kamusta po sa inyong lahat? At first glance, you might think she's just another pistol user, like Shisha, firing off flashy animations while tossing out elemental damage, right? But the moment you dig deeper into her mechanics, you'll realize her combat loop is nothing short of genius. Her basic attacks consist of 4 stages, but here's the kicker. The first 3 stages aren't your regular chip damage. They actually count as heavy attack damage. That means her fundamentals hit harder than you'd expect and scale in ways that most characters can't replicate. Then comes the 4th stage, which breaks the mold by being classified as echo skill damage. And that's where her true identity shines. After executing the 4th stage, you can instantly loop back into the 2nd stage with a quick input, creating a fluid, almost hypnotic combat style that keeps her pressure high and her animations seamless. And her kit doesn't stop at a clever basic attack loop. Her resident skill adds explosive mobility and offensive bite. She dashes forward at blistering speed, leaps, flips back, and slams down a strike that counts as heavy attack damage. The animation is fast and sharp, keeping her moving and hard to pin down. As she stacks Sin Flame through combat, the skill evolves. And at 100 Sin Flame, it ascends into Malice. Instead of a simple dash, she spreads demonic wings, lunges forward, and tears through enemies with brutal fusion-heavy strikes. This isn't just flash, it changes her role entirely. The transformation unlocks Demon Hypostasis, boosting all her numbers and turning her from nimble DPS into a juggernaut capable of flattening bosses if timed right. Galbrena's ultimate is where everything clicks. On paper, it's simple. Fusion damage counted as echo skill damage. Perfectly aligned with her kit, right? But trigger it during Demon Hypostasis and it becomes devastating. You're not just hitting harder, you're dropping an 85% multiplier on top of a lethal move while extending demon form for 14 full seconds. That's more uptime, more carnage, and a non-stop damage loop. Now, fire it outside of demon mode and you will regret it because inside it's a screen whipping bomb that melts bosses and smashes time records. Her ultimate isn't just numbers. It's a window of pure dominance where nothing else can keep up. So, what makes her absolutely bonkers is the fact that in Demon Hypostasis, she gives herself 85% damage amplification. With echoes, that amplification totals to around 120%. And with Lupus Pack Hunt for Monofusion, that actually goes over 200% buff. Add her first inherent buff, which is another up to 20%, and you are looking at a true monster. Now, building Galbrena is refreshingly simple. Her best sets slot together cleanly and match her kit perfectly. The go-to build is a Flamewing Shadow 3-piece plus any 2-piece fusion set like Molten Rift or Flaming Clawprint for a quick 10% fusion damage bump. For your core echo, grab the 3-cost Flamewing Shadow Chorosaurus. It's maxed for 273.6% fusion damage on casting and also gives you 12% fusion damage bonus plus 20% echo skill damage bonus, making it insanely efficient. Now, if you're running full mono fusion, the Flaming Clawprint Chorosaurus 5-piece turns Resonance Liberation into a team-wide buff. 15% fusion damage for everyone and a juicy 20% liberation damage just for Galbrena, lasting 35 seconds. It's pricey but worth it. There's no real 4-cost option in Flamewing Shadow, so stat priority matters. Aim for crit on the 4 cost, fusion percentage or attack percentage on 3 costs, and attack percent on the 1 costs. For Shui Yuan, your 3 costs are fusion damage buffs, and for monofusion with Lupa, attack percent 3 costs are better. Substats, crit, attack percentage, energy regen, liberation boosts, and heavy attack damage. In monofusion comps, attack percent 3 costs shine if you've got Lupa since her fusion buff already pushes past 200%. With good rolls, Galbrena isn't just powerful, she's consistently terrifying. Then we have her rotation. The ideal opener is to cast her Echo skill immediately upon entry to trigger the Flamewing Shadow passive and secure that heavy attack buff from the start. From there, chain her first resonance skill into a string of basic attacks, weaving in heavy strikes to steadily build Sin Flame stats. Keep in mind that her resonance skill counts as heavy attack damage, which in turn activates the 3-piece Flamewing Shadow bonus, boosting her Echo skill even further. Once she's built enough resources, unleash her second resonance skill to ascend into Malice and activate Demon Hypostasis. In this empowered state, you'll want to unleash your Liberation and Forte circuit freely, maximizing every second of uptime. To top it off, her outro functions like a miniature nuclear detonation, adding incredible burst value. For skill leveling priorities, focus first on her Liberation, followed closely by her outro and Forte circuit, as these provide the biggest returns for her overall damage rotation. As for weapons, her signature is obviously the top choice because it amplifies her split scaling damage output and provides a defensive shred that makes her even deadlier. But if you can't afford to get that, you can swap it out with Static Mist from the standard banner for a glorified stat stick that provides energy regen to get her quickly to her Liberation and support effects that increases the attack of the incoming Resonator. The new Battle Pass weapon Solar Flame is great at increasing her heavy attack output while sporting crit rate substats. Relativistic Jet is probably the next best option as it grants resonance energy and increases attack after casting resonance skill. And then finally, Nova Burst provides up to 12% attack increase after a dash or a dodge. The rest of the 5-star weapon lineup are glorified stat sticks. So, how does she fit into team compositions? Galbrena thrives as a main DPS, but she's not greedy in the way some hyper carries are. Instead, her power actually scales with teammates who keep Echo skill firing, because that energy feed helps sustain her transformation uptime and ultimate rotations. That's why characters like Cantarella and Shui Yuan pair with her so naturally. Cantarella can act as a battery while still keeping strong off-field contributions and sustainabilities. And Shui Yuan brings consistent Echo skill generation that smooths out Galbrena's entire rotation. Together, they create a cycle where Galbrena is almost always primed to stay in her hypostasis state, raining down fusion destruction while never losing momentum. You could slot her into a monofusion comp with Brant and either Lupa, Changli, or Mortifi. Lupa's Pack Hunt effects give her massive attack and fusion buffs. Changli's outro makes her Resonance Liberation explode. Mortifi increases her heavy attack damage. However, what will make her really shine is Echo skill amplification, which only Shui Yuan can provide. Let's look at it this way. Galbrena with Shui Yuan and Frolova will deal approximately around 1.8 million to 2 million per rotation cycle. Galbrena with Lupa and Brant will be at around 1.5 million to 1.6 million for each rotation cycle. So yeah, forget about HP inflation and buff capping. What makes Galbrena exciting isn't just her numbers. but how clean her design feels. She rewards smart timing and resource management, weaving echo skills seamlessly into her loop. High skill players will find her endlessly satisfying, while casuals will still feel her raw strength once they settle into her flow. We've seen units like Augusta and Cartithia flaunt flashy, chaotic playstyles, but Galbrena takes the opposite route. She's smooth, deliberate, and reliable. Her animations carry weight and clarity, built for consistent damage instead of screen-filling fireworks. Think of her as Fusion's Carlotta, straightforward, dependable, and lethal without the glitter. For new players, she's very forgiving, easy to grasp, and still capable of scaling into late game dominance once you master her hypostasis form. Now, as for the meta, all I can tell you is Carlotta. When Carlotta was first teased and people saw her leaked official combat showcase, people were mixed. Most called her kit underwhelming or too slow compared to Camellia's Unga Bunga spin to win style. But it didn't take long before everyone realized how powerful she is. This is going to be the same for Galbrena. She isn't flashy, but she is going to be as powerful. The crazy thing is that Galbrena will deal around 1 million damage per rotation, potentially even more because my calculations are showing a conservative damage total of 1.4 million per rotation. This means she will deal almost equal to those of Cartithia and Augusta, but she will do it in a way that won't cause you to suddenly have seizures. However, to make her optimal, you will need Shui Yuan, and if you don't have him, you are better off putting her into Monofusion. If you've been hoarding Astrites and can't decide where to drop them, well, Galbrena is the safest, slam dunk choice. She's perfect for beginners who want straightforward power and veterans chasing meta dominance. Whether you want raw power performance or just a character who oozes style and feels amazing to play, she delivers. And once she steps on the field, enemies aren't fighting for survival, they're on a ticking clock to total annihilation. If this video resonated with you, please leave a like for extra crit, subscribe for heavy attack buffs, and hit the bell for massive echo skill amp. Thank you so much for watching, maraming salamat po, and I will see you in the next video drop. Goodbye!